CIO News. I'm Simran Shiwalkar, a journalist at CIO News and your host for today. This session is being recorded and it will be available on our YouTube channel, which is CIO News, on our website cionews.co.in, and our LinkedIn handle as well. Today we are back with another episode from our exclusive series called Wonder Women in AI. We have with us Ms.Koyelia Ghosh Roy. She is a senior AVP transformational BI and generative AI leader, democratizing insights and fueling innovation at EXL. She has also won the 2024 3AI Pinnacle Award for Inspiring Women Leader and has been awarded as the finalist for the 2024 Empower Her Access Award by Women in Cloud. I'm delighted and proud to have her on this, to share the screen with her. Ma'am, thank you so much for joining us today, and I cannot wait to hear your insights.
Same here. Thank you so much. I'm really thrilled to be part of your podcast, and I would like to share, how truly inspiring it is that there is a platform dedicated for women leadership and motivating them to do further, right? So hats off to this group who is working in such a novel cause.
Thank you once. Thank you once again. And because you said that there's this whole community, for women to share their opinions and views, that's the whole, idea to gather insights and some inspiration from women leaders like you. And I'm all the more thrilled to hear about your journey and about your story. So shall we begin?
Yeah, absolutely. Can't wait.
Fantastic. With that, I would like to ask you your role as a senior AVP at EXL. It involves leading transformational BI and generative AI initiatives. Can you tell us a bit about this role, about your journey? What initially sparked your interest in these fields?
I would say my journey in the world of data and AI has been full of adventure with a lot of twists and turns. I actually did not start with data. I actually started with analysis. So I always had an analytical bent of mind, and I started as a business analyst. And then I realized my passion and also saw the increasing importance of data-driven insights. And I got pulled towards data analysis roles. And I started working as data analyst. Then I delved into data engineering, and now I find myself immersed in the exciting world of AI engineering. I have been driven by this thirst for knowledge, and always staying ahead of the curve. I remember that when I was a child, I always wanted to do things differently, breaking the norms and just to challenge myself and see if we can do something differently. So I think the same curiosity has fueled my passion for data and AI. What fascinates me most about AI is the boundless potential that it has for innovation. I mean, you can actually have a toolbox full of different services and opportunities that is waiting to be explored. You can really do a lot of benefit for the society using the power of AI. One of the things that I'm really excited right now is generative AI. It has truly democratized the access to AI for anybody. Irrespective of their backgrounds, they can actually create and innovate without needing to know the complex algorithms. If I have to give one piece of advice to anybody, I would say make AI work with you and not for you. Think like an editor and not a doer. With AI doing most of our redundant, mundane, and rote work, we need to elevate our status as individuals, and we need to set directions, okay? That we need to see that how we can create, innovate, and how we can make things better, how we can edit it and ruthlessly review it instead of actually doing the work and then getting another human to review it. So let's be an editor and let's use AI to work with us.
Absolutely.
And if I would have to say that one needs to really set clear goals and then leverage the right tools, the services, and the code that would enable them to achieve their objectives. Now, I learned to code pretty recently, very recently. Although I'm into AI and everything, I would never say that I was very good in coding, and my background is actually not in coding. I learned coding very recently, and it was pretty overwhelming. But I can tell you that in spite of this fear, I actually broke it down into smaller goals, and I celebrated each milestone that I achieved. So this sense of accomplishment always kept me motivated and move ahead. So I'm really grateful for the opportunity to share my story with you today. I hope it inspires others also not to limit themselves and explore the world of AI.
Absolutely, and thank you so much for giving us a glimpse into your journey and what a transformative journey this has been. I am truly inspired, and along the same lines, I also want to congratulate you on winning the 2024 3 AI Pinnacle Award and being the finalist for the Empower Her Access Award by Women in Cloud. How have these achievements, shaped your perspectives and your idea to leadership and innovation?
Firstly, thank you so much for the kind words. It is incredibly humbling, and it is really motivating experience to win industry awards. And I really thank all the communities where they are actually acknowledging and inspiring others to contribute and move forward, right? I think these achievements have reinforced my belief in the power of perseverance, continuous learning, and pushing boundaries. Recently, I got the opportunity to work as an ambassador for Women in Cloud, which is a community-driven organization that is aiming to boost women's economic access by 1 billion by 2030 through global collaborations and providing a great platform to accelerate women as industry leaders. Now, these are the kind of platforms that we need, right? These awards have underscored the importance of mentorship and community. Throughout my journey, I have been fortunate to have amazing mentors and colleagues who have supported me and challenged me as well. So it is the community that I am really committed to pay back. And pay back in terms of mentoring and empowering others, especially women in the field of AI. In terms of leadership, if I talk about these recognitions have inspired me to lead with even more purpose and intention. I strive that we create an inclusive environment where everyone feels valued and empowered, and they can contribute without any fear. I actually lead a diverse team, and all my team members have been either reskilled or upskilled themselves. And they're doing amazing work in the field of AI. They have crossed their own limits and boundaries and achieved great feats. So I think what is important is the passion, and fueling the passion is one of the leading traits of any leader. From the innovation perspective, I would say it has fueled my desire to do more, right? To innovate more, to do whatever possible with AI. Constantly exploring new ideas, approaches, and not being afraid to take risks.
Great.
So one thing is that never ever, be afraid to take risks, because if innovation only happens through experimentation, and we learn both from our successes as well as our failures. So overall, these achievements have deepened my commitments to leadership, innovation, and making a positive impact to the society.
Absolutely. I think we all can agree to that, and we all can make it a mantra as well, not to stop and learn from our success and failures as well, like you rightly said. But I would also like to hear from you, what are some of the biggest, challenges one can face while implementing AI and data engineering solutions at enterprise level, and how one can overcome them?
Okay, now that's a very important question. What happens is that one of the challenges that in enterprise level that one faces is data. Data is the fuel of AI. And when you're talking about data has got various attributes attached to it. One is your data definitions, then is your data versions, third is your data transformations, and finally, data used for decision making. Most enterprises have issues with data management, which talks about your data versioning, data and your data transformation part. So what happens is that even though enterprises can have very robust master data management, which is unifying the definitions of data, which defines their core attributes of the organization, there are different versions that rotate around in the business. And that is for various practical reasons. Providing the right version of the data to the right stakeholders so that contextual and meaningful decisions could be taken on it becomes a key to success. So that's one area that data management has to be very well thought out. It has to be very well planned and executed and managed as well. The second one comes is when AI getting applied on this data, there's also practical operational challenges that could also be taken into account. It is not mandatory that you have to force feed generative AI in everything. At the same time, it is also not mandatory that you always have to apply a specific set of models. And that could be, LLM models. You don't really need to do that. You will need to very practically and pragmatically think and then select the kind of models that is required in your specific use case to use that. That is how we will gain operational cost benefits. Otherwise, managing your ROI would become a very difficult. And the third is skilling of, or the resource skilling, or your team member skills in data and AI. That has to be constantly be updated because it's really rapidly evolving with time. So to keep pace with it is like every time all team members has to get updated in their skills so that it keeps up with it. These are the few things that I think organizations really need to think about when they're looking into this.
Thank you, Ms. Roy, for being so insightful and providing me a comprehensive view. Because you also said, technology, everything is constantly evolving. You need to be on your toes. You need to upskill when it comes to this domain. In your opinion, what are some of the exciting trends that are currently shaping the future of Gen AI and business intelligence? And how should organizations, prepare or ramp up for these changes?
Oh, definitely. I think the future of AI is extremely exciting. And one of the things that is currently getting worked on is how we can make the AI create systems that can truly understand, reason, and act responsibly and autonomously. That is known as what I call as artificial general intelligence. That is AGI. Now, to achieve this AGI, there is the requirement to develop advanced AI agentic workflows that allow these AI-driven systems to break down complex tasks into smaller units or manageable steps, then make decisions on it, and then learn from the experiences and use it to refine their responses. This absolutely involves the creation of cognitive architecture. What is cognitive architecture? Cognitive architecture is, simply put, it mimics a human-like thought process, and it enables the AI to perceive, understand, and interact in a more natural and intuitive way. One more trend that holds a lot of promise is quantum computing. And this can accelerate the development of AGI through its immense computational power, which could enable us to train and run vastly complex algorithms, potentially leading to your breakthroughs in areas like natural language, computer vision, and decision making. I mean, this quantum computing is supposed to be the next hype, as what all the analyst reports are saying. However, we feel that when we enhance AI to the extent that can mimic human-like thought process, we also need to put some strong guardrails around it so that it's aligned with the human values and also used responsibly. And from the other question that you asked is organizations, right? How they can prepare for it. Okay, so one of the things that I would say is that invest in AI literacy. As I mentioned, Upskilling of our current team members is absolutely necessary, because the way the AI and data engineering is evolving, one has to be up to date. Always embrace a data-driven culture. And data-driven culture doesn't mean having Excel here and there and data here and there. No, having a very one place sacrosanct data that can be worked on, that would be used for all kind of analysis. So it enables and ensures that the data is accessible and user-friendly. Then foster collaboration. It should not be that one department doesn't talk to the other department. There should be always a cross-functional collaboration, between the data teams, between the functional teams, between the data scientists, the AI engineers, everybody. Everybody has unique perspective and skill set to bring on the table. And one can only get successful by fostering this collaboration. And definitely ethical guidelines. One has to establish ethical guidelines that you have clear policies and you have clear procedures to make AI systems be used responsibly, and always staying agile. I mean, one has to really stay and evolve and adapt with time. One cannot refuse to do that. Even a second delay might cost a lot. So always staying agile is very important.
Thank you once again. And I like the way you said you have to always evolve and adapt with time. Embracing the data-driven culture, I think embracing emerging tech is only the way, to be future ready, I would say. But Ms. Roy, on a very personal note, I would also want to ask you, what is one thing that you find most, rewarding about your work? What keeps you motivated in such a fast-paced field?
The most rewarding aspect of my work is witnessing this tangible impact of AI and see how people are using it in the day-to-day life. Whether it's developing solutions and streamlining processes to helping my mother who is really aged to quickly find out numbers, or even Google Maps, right? All of these things really helped us to bring our lives to a different level, right? And I think it is incredibly fulfilling to see that AI being used to solve real-world problems and create positive change. In such a fast-paced field, what keeps me motivated is the constant learning, the opportunity to be at the forefront of innovation, and always definitely giving back to the society, to the community that they serve. AI is, as I said, it's constantly evolving, and there's so many new things to explore, whether it's a new algorithm, a new service, a new research paper. The continuous learning and the opportunity to contribute is the next big breakthrough that truly inspires. The collaborative nature of the AI community is a huge motivator as well. Be that Andrew Ng with his deeplearnings.ai, I mean, he is actually sharing knowledge free of cost, and they're really good insights and really good knowledge nuggets. And I think these are actually connecting fellow researchers, engineers, AI enthusiasts, all together coming with the same passion of AI, right? And that fuels my enthusiasm, and that connects me with my community to push boundaries and create something which is incredibly inspiring.
I'm truly inspired by that as well. Like you said, to go above and beyond when it comes to something you're truly passionate about, and again, giving it back to the community. So thank you once again for answering that. I also want to hear from you, looking ahead, what are some of the goals or projects that you are particularly excited about in the coming years? How would you like to define the future of AI and any powerful impact that AI would be leaving for the future generation?
I would say that my goal is to contribute in advancing the usage of AI and for the benefit of the society. I would try to make data more accessible and enable better decision making by applying data and AI. And in my view, I think one of the biggest things that one should always do, and I'm so excited about, is democratization of AI. Let's try to see how we can increasingly bring AI to even non-technical people who can really use the power of AI, because they have ideas. They are facing the actual problems. They can define it and they exactly know how to solve it. So if we can democratize AI to them, it's going to reap more values than hyper-personalization. How do I use it so that I can hyper-personalize to your needs? to the end user needs. Like imagine if you have to fill a form and there's so many questions, it really doesn't apply to you. How does it get hyper personalized? Or you have to go to a shop, you only find what is needed for you, right? So those are the things which enables for easy adoption, making better decisions, better utilization of your time. As I mentioned that decision making has always been very tough. Data-driven decision making is not easy. I mean, it is always the best practice to have data-driven decision making. But even when you talk about data, there's the amount of data you have and the different options it presents to you, it really becomes very tough to take the right decision. So AI-powered decision making actually nudges you with recommendations, with inferences, which helps you to take better decision making, right? So AI-powered better decision making, that I would definitely say. And definitely, last but not the least, responsible AI. Be very, very responsible, set up perfect guidelines that would enable to focus on ethics, on your transparency and fairness. So those are the things that I think one should always keep in mind, and I'm really excited about this.
Fantastic. And like you also, highlighted responsible AI. I think that's one important aspect, because now with the deep fakes and, so many things coming around, that's one thing about Gen AI that we all need to be really concerned about. But again, thank you once again for throwing some light on that. Lastly, for someone who is deeply engaged in knowledge sharing and empowerment, any word of advice or any message that you would like to give out to young and aspiring women who look forward to make their mark in the tech space?
I would quote what my inspiring role model told me. She is Bhavna, an operating council member of my current organization, and she told me one thing: believe in yourself and always work hard to achieve your goal. Need to always focus on achieving your goal and believing in your dreams. So first, one has to believe in themselves and in their capabilities. Second, finding their voice to amplify it and use it. Second, having a very strong network that can back up each other, that can help you move forward, not pull you down. Continuously learning. Embrace continuous learning, because that will help us to stay up to date and be at the front end of innovation. Lift while you climb. While we climb, we also need to lift others. And do not be afraid to take risk. As I started saying, that if we are afraid to take risks, we can never succeed in life. There will be falls, but those are learnings that can help us to gain success beyond our imaginations even at times. And finally, always celebrate your successes. Whether it is small or big, always celebrate your successes with people who matters and who cares about your successes. It really helps. Remember that the industry needs our talents, the passion that we bring in, and our leadership. So get out there and make it work.
Ms. Roy, thank you so much for sharing such a wonderful and important message perhaps for all the women. I want to take a moment because I'm truly moved and inspired by what you just said. This conversation entirely has been insightful and inspirational for me, and I'm sure our viewers and listeners, they have a lot to take away from this episode. So thank you once again for joining us today and being a part of this series. I'm truly grateful.
Thank you so much, Simran. It was wonderful interacting with you, and I wish all the best for CI News. And you're doing an incredible job. Keep doing it, keep shining.
Thank you so much. And with that, we would be concluding today's session. But I look forward to many more conversations with you in the future.
Same here.
Thank you.